It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Today we hit double digits, Week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they come in just in an absolute free fall. Losers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. At a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
Opted to run for it, the decision a good one, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
A gain of 14. First down, Bears.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And across the midfield, stripe into Eagle territory. These are his numbers from last week's contest. Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Off the bootleg. Gordon. That's complete. Roma Dunze. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward.
That's another Bears first down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Now a play fake here on first down. They'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2. At
the tight end in motion right. On the ground, this is Amarian Hampton. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
Bears first down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. He'll try again, but he will go backwards as he stopped for a loss. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Third down and goal to go.
Operating from the gun. Gordon. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Well, they're sending out an early memo that points are not going to be easy to come by in this one. A block here in the opening quarter. What a block it was.
I love how you talked about sending out a memo. I know of one special teams coach who leaves a note in the lockers of guys he wants on his special teams. A direct invitation to them. He wants them to have the pride in what they're doing. This group showed it right there. A big effect on this game.
Throwing to start the drive. Gentry. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 15-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Groves. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Off the play fake. Gentry. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Gentry. And the catch made by Johnson. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll go with the keeper. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On 1st down, Groves. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Operating from the gun, Gentry. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Throw here right sideline falls incomplete. The Eagles at 5-4 now on the year. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape preparing for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard. And they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Here we go now on 1st and goal. On the ground, this is Quinshon Judkins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Back to throw. Gentry. And he's got it. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On 4th down, Gentry. He'll try. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Eagles take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here. And that winds up a touchdown.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Us out past the 20 to the 24. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Well, last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
A 7-yard pickup.
2nd and 3. Now he's going to step up and run. And avoids the contact by sliding. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Hampton. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line.
Looking to throw. Gordon. Over the middle, complete. That's right. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Back to throw. Gordon. Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So here are the Eagles to take over. They've got the lead right now in this ball game, and they're on the heels of that nice win last week over the Packers. They go play action here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw. Gentry. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
And the Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. Groves. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Now 2nd and 3.
Tackle made at the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll keep it on the ground. Groves. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Gentry. And it was caught. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 24-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now again, right side. Groves. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Gentry. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
First down and goal to go.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Quick throw, but incomplete.
Intended for number 82.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Back to throw. Gentry. Touchdown, Eagles. 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Eagles have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Gordon. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Bears 1st down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Eagles 48.
Back to throw again. Pass complete to Odunze. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 34-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Bears 1st down. A gain of 14.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
It's a pickup of
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Gordon. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. This this offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
At the 11-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They push it back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
I know we don't have a special scoreboard to show it, but the offense, they've surrendered more sacks than they have points thus far. This defense, they're winning in all phases of the game right now.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Back to throw. Gordon. Under pressure, they got him again. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. And his kick is good. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Eagles offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. Throwing to start the drive. Gentry. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Here's the option. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Gentry. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Aguirre. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Operating from the gun. Gordon. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking it about the 36. We call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going.
Over the middle, it's complete.
Now a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup.
Operating from the gun.
Gentry.
That one a first down pickup of 8. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. Gentry. And that is incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Off play action.
Gentry. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
For the field goal, a 58-yard attempt.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
A final shot before break. Gordon. He's going to loft it. Deep right sideline.
Oh, and that is incomplete. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. We're officially on to the second half of the season, Week 10. The playoff race starting to faintly take shape. Let's get into it.
The score as we resume action for the second half on EA Sports.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it.
Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
A big play there.
His 7th rushing touchdown of the year.
And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Operating from the gun, Gordon to the left side into the hands of Odunze. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Now a 2nd and 6.
At the 47-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Off the play fake. Gordon going up top. And this is caught. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
2nd and 9.
Play action. Gentry. He finds his man. Complete. That's a Breyer. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gets him a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Looking to throw. Gentry. Crossing right. Catch made by Johnson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia. Up the middle they go. Gross. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 113 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Gentry. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Operating from the gun. Gentry. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. free. We could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Taking it about the 16. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Onto the field now come the Bears.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, the same tempo, the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. It's a quarterback sneak.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
2 yards on the play. First down, Chicago.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down. Off the play fake. Gordon. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The Eagles offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
4 yards.
2nd and 6. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Looking to throw. Gentry. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. Gordon can't get away, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, this
has to count as a great team member today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Back to throw. Gordon. Wright's got it. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw. Gordon. He's got his man. That's Odunze. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It's a gain of 18. That's good for a Bears first down. A gain of 18 on the play.
Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
A good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
11 more on that one and another first down.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off the bootleg. Gordon. And a quick throw here that's complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Eagles' 30-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Gordon. Under pressure and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Chicago.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to compete.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there on the sack to bring up 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Gordon. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
To number 22. A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Gordon. He'll try and do this himself. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Bears have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
That's a tough one there defensively because look at the stops they got on 1st and 2nd down, and it was 1st and 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle.
17.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
And the Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 42.
On first down, here's Jenkins.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 9.
Back to throw. Gentry
Will swing this out to Jenkins.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
That's good for an Eagles first down.
Looking to throw. Gentry. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Back to throw. Gentry. Complete. It's Johnson. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. From the gun on 3rd down. Gentry. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 27-yard line. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down.
An inside run with Jenkins.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
And take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there. The 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Eagles are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101? Check that box.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Bears offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
Throwing middle, and it's complete.
12 yards. And the Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And the slot man goes in motion left. first down. He'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And right with it here over the middle. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 34-yard line.
First down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
It leads to second and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The Bears on third down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 16. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. From the gun on third down, Gordon. And that is incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
They'll get this into the hands of the Dunze. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And that will force a turnover on downs. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. They run the option on second down.
And it pushes way forward to about the 32. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. From the gun on third down, Gentry. With Kittle here, it's complete. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
On the draw, it's Judkins.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Once again, Judkins.
And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
They'll try and run here with Judkins.
And he takes this all the way down to the Bears' 24. Well, they only needed a small gain on third down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and minicamps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Philadelphia, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.